All right, yeah. Welcome to another episode of the Overthinking Hours podcast, man. I'm your
Boop, boop, boop.
humble, gracious, and highly favored host, J to the H. T is here, George is here, Jared is here, and your boy is back from
Yo,
load
yo,
management.
it's World Boss on the tone.
Oh, my fault, aka TM9, aka DJ World Boss, aka
Boop, boop, boop.
Nicknames.
You don't know.
But the man, the myth, the legend himself is back from load management. Rodney is back in the building. You feel me?
What
So
up, y'all?
we are
What up?
back at 100% capacity. You
Yes,
feel me? And
yes,
we
ladies
gotta
and gentlemen.
we
Did y'all miss me?
He's back from his paid
Crickets.
vacation.
crickets.
Nah, I guess they ain't miss me. Dang, that's tough.
All right.
But anyways, man, we're gonna get right into it, man. We're gonna start with NBA, man. So there's been a couple of updates. You feel me with the bubble? You know, some teams
Hey, yo.
are what? What? He said, "Hey, yo, how's?" So there have been some players that have decided to sit out. There have been some players that are getting back on some NBA teams. You feel me? And then there's a coach. You feel me? That is gonna have to do Zoom University with his team. You feel me?
Or wait, you got Trevor Ariza where he got his spouse said either the child or NBA. You choose.
Yo,
Bro, sometimes it be like that.
ew. That's his job, though. Shit.
Either you don't go to work
She's,
or you lose me for going to work.
Yo, his wife said that?
Yeah.
Golly. Shit.
It wasn't his wife. It was like his baby mom. And with baby mom issues, I believe like the agreement was like he get custody of the kids during the time that he be in bubble, and he chose the custody of his kids.
Damn.
that's why they only gave him a month because the Blazers are going to be eliminated within the first few weeks. So that's why he gets 1 month visitation.
Oh, chill, relax.
Bro, why do you think like he in prison? he get 1 month visitation, he gotta go right back.
Nah, because that's what it's like. I think that's like what the report said. It was like 1 month or whatever, like custody or visitation with his child. So that's why.
You gonna take care of this child or you gonna hoop? You better not hoop.
Fellas, this is why you should have custody of your children. Full custody of your children.
Oh,
Because I know
God.
man them like Trevor Ariza, and Blake Griffin, they hurting right now.
That man paying 6 figures a month.
Golly.
It should be illegal. I don't care how much money you make.
I know for a fact that baby that's spending 6 figures a month.
Yo.
Yo, you know how much diapers you could buy? Yo, she gonna be like, you gotta pay for food, you gotta pay for transportation, you gotta pay for for diapers. Hey, all of that don't equal 6 figures a month. But
Facts.
we should move on.
I bet she has a nice car.
I bet she got a 4-door Maserati. I ain't gonna hold you.
Nice crib, all that.
What? She got the nice
Central
leather
air.
interior. She probably got her initials in the interior as well. She got WeatherTech floor liners. She probably fucked around and put a spoiler on the back.
All right, back to the bubble. Back to the
Yeah.
bubble.
But as another one, as one falls, another one rises. You know what I'm saying? Your boy J.R. Smith just secured his contract with the Lakers, man. He's back with Braun. You feel
Hey,
me?
God.
How y'all feel, man? He about to do another. What was that? 2018?
Listen. I think it's a great pickup for LA. He's gonna do what Avery Bradley does plus more because he can score.
Whoa.
Like
Wait.
I said, like
I see
said,
why you had load management. I think
Let's okay. So stop. Because we know what we're not about to do is front on Jr. You know, Jr. knockdown 3-point shooter. He plays defense.
All right,
on,
I'm gonna back up Rodney. Before you guys start talking, I'm gonna back up Rodney.
No. Let me finish
First-
before you back me up,
All
George.
right. Yep, I got you.
First of all, let's keep it
you're
100.
fire for that.
when Jr. when they won a championship, Jr. was knocked down and he was playing defense really well. He could
Yeah,
still
when they won.
still be that same person for the Lakers. He like I said, he'll be Avery Bradley plus more because Jr. can actually create his own shot. Let's not front on J.R. Smith now.
And this is
Yeah.
not fronting on Jr. Rodney, but I just think they're two different type of defenders between Avery Bradley and J.R. Smith. I'm not saying J.R. Smith is not a good defender now, but he is not the defender that Avery Bradley is. Avery Bradley is a defender that's going to pick you up 94 feet.
That's okay.
96 feet.
That's okay. But Jared, I get that and I agree with you. But can Bradley score like Jr. can?
We don't need him to. That's the problem.
But he can.
We don't need.
So
we don't need him to.
So we're not gonna act like there was times during the season where the Lakers could not get a damn basket.
At the beginning of the season, when they was trying to figure out how to play with each other, yeah.
And it's gonna be the same thing with everybody being off for some months. Jr. can do that for them. He's a guy that can create shots and score off the dribble to the rim. Like y'all can't.
Hey, we needed when the Cavs was playing the Warriors the last time they played them. They needed that, and Jr. was brick for brick.
Come on,
the whole team was brick for brick.
He'll be better than KCP.
I can agree.
Him. I know. I don't know. KCP been performing under the radar with the Lakers lately, so I don't know about that. But I still think it's like dumber and dumber with him and KCP. Like,
but I think.
You mean him and Waiters? Nah, you mean him and Waiters like Dumb and Dumber.
That whole Lakers team about to be a trap house, bro. That whole Lakers
got some women and some edibles in there.
Staples Center about to be a trap house, bro.
Wow.
J.R. Waiters, J.R. Smith, KCP. Yo, that's a whole gang, bro. You got one dude with an ankle monitor. You got another dude. You got another dude that's getting kicked off of flights because he high and paranoid. and then you got Henny Smith.
But I think the J.R. Smith conversation has to go back to like needs and like the player skills. You feel me? Like I don't know if the Lakers need what JR can offer right now. You feel me? They lost a big defensive piece. You feel me? So I think the only logical thing would be to go get a defender. You feel me? They don't really need to go get a scorer right now.
Okay, so who else? Please enlighten me, John. Who else is sitting out right now? That
I don't
play defense.
I don't know. Replacing Avery Bradley. Avery Bradley was their A defender, maybe their B defender, their A1, A2 defender. You feel me?
Right.
But
okay. So what score when they get off the bench?
That's some sick ass code John just put there. The A1, B2 defender.
X double down square.
You feel me? I can't give you a player that's sitting out right now that they could go and get. But for you to go and get a shooter, especially when you have Danny Green, you got KCP, you feel me? They don't really need a knockdown shooter right now. You feel me? They got
KCP not knockdown. So
I don't agree with this man being a knockdown shooter, honestly.
Who? JR or KCP?
JR.
I agree with you. I feel he's streaky, but that's just my
exactly. Streaky is not knockdown. Knockdown is consistent.
That's just my
he make more consistent shots than KCP will.
Listen, back to we're not gonna front on JR. Yes, JR might not be exactly 100% what Avery Bradley was, but JR is still 5th all time in NBA Finals 3-pointers made. So that's gonna definitely contribute at some point.
Talk to him.
It's gonna definitely contribute at some point. Also, though, I finally used the Lakers with JR in 2K, and it's a different beast.
Wait, hold on. You said JR is 5th all time in 3-pointers made in the finals?
Correct.
How many finals has JR Smith been to?
Is that a fact?
That is fact. Go check the numbers.
How many finals has JR Smith been to?
4.
More than you.
Okay, and how many finals has the rest of the players that's on that list been to?
It doesn't matter.
It do matter because
how does that even correlate?
Because the players that are probably on that list was probably the ones who will shoot. They probably been to more finals and or they play for like the Warriors who've been to multiple finals.
Let me give it to you, T. It's Steph Curry's number 1, then it's Bron, Clay, JR, Robert Horry.
Oh,
so
JR is 4.
and then let me give you
Robert Horry, who been to 6 finals.
hold on. Let me give you the rest.
Sorry, 7 finals.
Let me give you the rest of the list. Then it's Ray Allen, Danny Green, Kobe, Derek Fisher, and KD.
So Ray Allen, who been to 1 final,
list.
sorry, 2 finals. no, but the top 5. George said top 5 though. That top 5, they've been to like 6 finals.
Nah, Ray Allen been to more than 2 finals.
That's what I'm trying to figure out. Like, how Ray Allen?
Sorry, 3
definitely
finals.
way
You're
more
right.
than 2.
He went to 1 in Miami. That's 3 finals.
2 in Miami, 1 in Boston. Oh, 4. 2 in
I would
Boston,
say
2 in
he went 2 in
Miami.
Miami.
Ray Allen had 2 in Miami?
Yes.
Yeah, the one they won and the one they lost.
1 and 1 and 1 they lost. Right. You're
And
right.
he had 2 in Boston. 1 they won, 1 they lost.
Dang,
Right.
your point
That's
is
4.
invalid now.
Wow, that's one player. And he's not even in the top. And he's not in the top 5.
Danny Green's been to 3 finals. Right? Yeah, 3.
I'm just saying, look at the top 5.
The point is that J.R. Smith is up there, which he's a great 3-point shooter. So let's not go out besides the fact of that.
He's a streaky 3-point shooter.
Okay.
My point is, you say George brought up these top 5, but when you look at who the top 10 is and how much finals they've been to, it's like,
That's still a beastie stat. That was a good one. George.
Yeah, it's a beastie stat.
Thank you, Josh. It's a beastie stat.
It's like,
I don't know if
3 and D guy. He been to 4 finals, so all he was doing was shooting threes and playing defense,
which is his job.
Listen, no. That finals they won though. J.R. Smith, he played defense. If J.R. Smith can even play like 75% of that defense, Lakers gonna be aight. They're gonna be aight. That finals, bro. J.R. was switching back and forth on Clay and Curry.
They're gonna be what, George?
They're gonna be aight.
Aight. They're gonna be aight.
Aight.
They're gonna be aight.
He had a great value version of aight.
Wow.
Anyways,
yeah, man. But
sorry, Josh, you made me laugh. He said, "You gonna be what, George?"
But before we go on, I just wanted to say that I like the addition. I just don't think he's just not the defender like Avery Bradley will, but I think we got somebody like Caruso that can make it up.
Yeah,
I'm about to get off the podcast.
Huh?
Man, them hating on Caruso, bro. This what we doing?
I think.
What's wrong?
And also you can't forget, bro. A playoff Rondo actually is a real thing.
Thank you, George.
Rondo is a real thing
too. Thank you, George.
Rondo's gonna be stepping it up too on the defensive end. So
what that got to do with Caruso?
What that got to do with Caruso?
Nothing. I was just saying that there's options. I was just saying. I was backing you up. I was backing you up. I was saying there's options.
I'm talking about Rondo is not picking a guard up 94 feet. That's what I'm talking about. Avery Bradley and Caruso was basically the 2 forefront of picking up guards 94 feet.
Oh my gosh.
Rondo picked up Damian Lillard 94 feet.
No, he did
Beat
not.
him too.
He did not pick up Damian Lillard 94 feet.
All right, what else is going on in the bubble? What else has happened?
So one thing that I just read is
the bubble.
The NBA is considering a second bubble for the 8 teams not invited to Orlando.
The losers bracket.
Right?
Participation trophy.
So
they get T-shirts.
They the second bubble. Hold on, the second bubble is going to be in Chicago. All right,
yeah.
And
damn, of all places, they chose Chicago.
Yeah,
they definitely don't want them to have fun.
And it's gonna be it's gonna enable them to have a mini training camps and then have games with other clubs with a target date of September. I'm not sure what the term "other clubs" mean, but I hope that doesn't mean that they're going. No, but like, is it gonna be that 8, or is it gonna be? Are they gonna bring in like these teams like they do before?
It's that 8. It's just that.
Okay.
Argentina.
First of all, we banned from going to overseas. They're not gonna send overseas. Not gonna send teams here.
I think it's gonna be interesting, that 8-team bubble though. So like before the teams between like who's gonna actually want to play in that? That's what I'm saying. Because the
about as interested as watching paint dry.
No, I'm asking who's gonna play in it, because I know Kevin Love's gonna sit out. But for real, Kevin Love's gonna sit out.
I would too.
Half that Knicks roster is gonna sit out. They're all veterans who want another paycheck this summer.
First of all, the Knicks don't got a roster.
George, that bubble is for like the younger players trying to get some development. Probably like a lot of D League guys. It's like
Okay, that's what I'm saying. Yeah, that's what I was
So
gonna
it's
get to
gonna be a
though. Is
summer
like
league,
it's gonna
basically?
be it's gonna be like a summer league with G League players, with Trey Young leading the front.
yeah, it's gonna be like players like that just trying to get development, trying to
Oh,
develop the young
the
guys.
Warriors.
I need to pull up.
The Warriors. Steph Curry's not gonna go play in that. Klay Thompson's not gonna go play in that. Wiggins not gonna go play in that. Draymond, like, you know what I mean?
Hold on. Wiggins needs
It's
to
just
play.
funny. Yeah, I mean Wiggins does, but he's not gonna.
Nah, I don't know, George. Honestly, they might play in that just to build some continuity with each other before going into the next season.
All right.
Wiggins
It'll be
definitely needs
interesting to see.
They try.
It'll be
I think Steph and them were playing it just to, I think Clay was definitely playing it just to get some games underneath his belt before the next season.
I agree with that.
Because honestly, bro, they're gonna play basketball anyway. They're gonna play pickup wherever they are. If they go to LA, like they're gonna play pickup regardless.
Mm-hmm.
So, but why would you not play pickup in an NBA environment?
That's fair.
So my question is,
Their
right?
draft pick is going to be very interesting.
Do you think that the teams, so there are teams in the bubble right now that aren't going to make the playoffs? That's just a fact. Do you think that the teams that don't make the playoffs there are going to go to the second bubble and join that tournament?
Nah, I don't think so.
Okay.
But I don't think that second bubble. I don't think that second. I don't think that second bubble is going to be like no more than a month.
But they said the target date is September though. So regardless, like the playoffs are going to start before September.
Yeah, but I think I told my like that second bubble. I think they're just going to be there for like about 3 weeks to a month. Cause they said mini camps, like mini camp for script. So like
they gonna be playing one-on-one and stuff.
Yeah, I just came over here play fucking eight games, and then I gotta go to the second bubble now.
I felt that. Yeah, endure another 2-week quarantine, go through all the hassle. Yeah, I felt that.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. Was like these players that are in the bubble right now. Some of these teams, players that don't really want to go. Like, why would they want to sign up for another one? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
For the hoop. But on that same note,
let's put a team in.
Huh?
Let's put a team in. We can go hoop. Shoot.
Anyway, man. So I just read that Victor Oladipo is going to be sitting out for the Pacers. He wants to focus on rehab. For me, getting ready for the next season. So I haven't really given this perspective much thought. But I think that's super important. Like what are the stakes for the teams that really don't have a championship caliber team to really come back now? You know what I'm saying?
That
make no sense, honestly.
I have a question for you though.
Repeat that. No, wait, hold up, George. Repeat that.
Repeat what?
What you just said.
I said I haven't thought about the idea that it may not be worth it for some of these teams to be playing, even if they can make the playoffs. Like, what's the trade-off for these teams who don't have a championship caliber team?
They get paid.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that's true. Yeah, but
okay. So here's my question for you: Victor Oladipo and the front office are at a standoff right now, where they won't pay him what he wants. If Victor Oladipo got that extension already that he wants, would he be more willing to go play in Orlando?
Money talks. I think he would be.
That's tough.
I think he would be.
That man need to leave.
I saw a tweet earlier that said we're him and Giannis going to team up next summer.
Ooh,
that would be beastie.
That
would be beastie.
But we know Giannis going to Miami.
I think I'm on the Golden State train for him.
He's going to Golden State. He keeps saying it. I like Steph Curry.
I think Giannis is going to Golden State.
Y'all don't think he's going to resign?
I don't know.
Giannis?
I'm not staying in Milwaukee.
It depends on how they lose, to be honest with you.
Oh my goodness.
Giannis got a real home in Milwaukee. He's never talked about leaving.
Man, this man talks about Steph Curry like he's in love with the dude.
That could be his friend, bro. A lot of players in the league today are friends.
Yeah, and like they like playing with their friends. Pause. But yeah,
Nah, I think Giannis just cares about winning. But I don't know. Like I said, it depends on how they do in this bubble. Like if they lose short of Giannis's goal, which is I think to make the finals, I think I could see Giannis leaving.
I
Mm.
agree with you, Jared, wholeheartedly.
I do too because the Bucks don't have an excuse to not make the finals.
They don't.
But even if they do make the finals in this quote unquote asterisk year, is that cause for Giannis to get up out of there though? You feel me?
Uh,
Like the front office can make so many excuses as to why. You feel me? Or
why
the coaching staff or
why is
Mm-hmm.
it accurate if they win? Like I don't understand it. Like why does everybody say yo we gotta question if they win like the winners? Like I think honestly
No, because
I think this might be the most toughest championship ever.
yes and no. I would say
Yeah,
yes because of just the restart and having to get yourself back in shape, back in the groove of things. Like, but also not every player is gonna be playing. You feel me? And not to say that it's gonna be a watered down league by any means. You feel me? But
it is going to be watered down.
What player?
I don't
What?
think I don't think we're missing any stars. You feel me? There are no superstars that are gonna be missing. You feel me? So the matchups are gonna still be there. It's just one or two role players from maybe 5 or 6 teams that are gonna be missing that might have been X factors. You feel me?
yeah. Like Trevor Ariza is an X factor.
Rodney, I just say Trevor Ariza is the X factor for
Okay,
For the Portland Trailblazers.
he
Well,
is.
well,
Um,
for the Portland Trailblazers, he's probably the X factor because they suck.
We're not doing that, gangster.
listen,
He is.
They suck.
He's
they're
a
only
role player,
saying
right? He's a
they're
role
only
player, right?
saying there's going to be an asterisk this season because they're getting ready for the excuses when the King gets championship number 4
LeBron is
because
not
they
getting
have
it, so
because they got to hate on every championship he gets.
I mean, I think there's going to be an asterisk regardless because, like Josh said, you had to stop. You're not playing the same amount of games that you would have been playing in the season, and it's probably now because players are leaving and whatnot. We just argued about Avery Bradley leaving and J.R. Smith picking up, like with different players dropping out and coming in, and the continuity being messed up. I mean, a lot of teams are going to be like, "Oh, you won because this team who was on a roll, they're not on a roll anymore because of the pause in the league and whatnot." So, I mean, I think that's why there's going to be an asterisk there.
To me, I don't think it should be. I think this championship it requires you to have mental toughness. You got to play without no fans. Then you got
All
to
right,
go into the bubble.
so
Then you take off 3 months. Like that's a
so
whole lot.
so Jared, let me ask you something. The Lakers and the Bucks were steamrolling through the NBA around the time the league ended. What if they come back right now and they go on like a 5 game losing streak because they don't know how to play, not that they don't know how to play with each other, but because they're out of form and they're out of whack.
Then that's
What
your
then?
fault. Well. First of all, that's why you
They
have
lose, their seating
have
changes. They might
no.
play tougher teams in the
You have
playoffs
but
earlier, and then boom, they
have the
lose.
that's why you have the 8 games to get your mojo back. That's 8 games. 8 games.
Eight,
8 games you should be going right to your mojo. That's mental
I
toughness,
think
bro.
I think 8 games you can get like your mojo back, but like the team chemistry still. Like that's not going to come back in 8 games.
Yeah, why wouldn't it be?
Some of that ball movement and everything, like
But you acting like hold on, but let's not act like they don't
wait, wait,
got
wait, wait.
2 weeks of training camp to do that too.
I don't know.
You was
I mean,
didn't wasn't you
You
the
gotta
one that
remember.
said
You gotta. What Jared is saying is he feels like since and I get what Jared's saying because basketball is like riding a bicycle. It's something that you just once you get a couple reps in and you start to remember how you it's like your rhythm. Once you get your rhythm, it should be going. It should be smooth sailing from that point on. That's why he's saying you have 2 weeks and you have the 8 games. I personally believe after game 4 or 5, people should be at least adjusted well enough to have their rhythm back.
Yeah.
I have a question. Don't these games though affect seeding?
yes.
That's my thing though. So you could let's I said if you have the top 2 teams in the league, they come back and they end up losing like 3 or 4 games straight. before they end up starting winning again. And their seeding changes. You go from them being the top two teams to then being a second or third seed, and then they got to play tougher teams earlier in the playoffs.
Oh, that's part
But
of that. You could lose 4 or 5 games during the regular season. And what is
exactly.
Yeah,
that
that's
doesn't.
not. But you're not taking into account what I'm saying though. That these teams were on rolls. These teams were winning games and were on winning streaks
And like,
as they were early in the season.
but it's like what Rodney said is the game of basketball is like riding a bike. So you have 2 weeks, and plus you have these games. Like 2 weeks is enough time for training camp to get you rolling. Like you have
I don't
training
know
camp,
about
and
that.
then you go to game one. Game one still affect your seeding. So I lose 5 straight. That still affect my seeding at the end of the day. Win your games.
I personally bro, it should 2 weeks. Honestly, with 2 weeks of just all you're doing is training, getting your reps in, getting your moves set, getting your rhythm. You should be fine. You're a pro. You've been playing the league for 5 to 10 plus years. Something that you do every day. You shouldn't be struggling like that. But then
Yeah,
again, everybody different.
yeah, and
I,
it's not like y'all haven't played together for 60+ games.
how do you guys feel about them giving us Lakers Clippers night one instead of later when the two teams are warmed up?
Oh, I mean, they did that for entertainment purposes. I knew that
Yeah,
was gonna
it's
happen.
like the same thing they did with keeping Zion in the playoff. It's for a money grab. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I knew that was gonna happen. And to be
No,
honest,
I mean,
I'd rather it be the first game as a test than game 8, and then I got to see these people 2 weeks later. Like, nah, I'd rather test me out. Let me go against the Lion the first game.
I agree. I
Mm.
think most of them probably feeling that way. Like, good, we get to see them early.
Yeah, see me
That's the
early.
competitive nature of people that like basketball. I would want to play the best person first.
hey, at least we know Reggie Jackson's not going to go off and torch them in that first game.
See.
It's a good sign.
Chill out.
So
I'm
you
just
guys,
saying.
you guys mentioned Clippers, Lakers, right? So I'm gonna give you a couple other of the could be a couple other matchups, right? So they got Bucks, Rockets. All right, that's
Bucks
yeah.
winning that.
Ouch.
All right,
That's gonna hurt. That's gonna hurt the Rockets' confidence.
definitely, right? But before the Bucks gotta take on the Rockets, they got Celtics first.
Oh, that's gonna be a
See,
tough one. I want to see that one.
the Celtics were one of those teams like where they had their mojo go. That's the only reason why I was asking you about the ball movement and like the chemistry, because the Celtics are one of those teams where they started clicking right there towards the deadline.
Y'all think so? I'm just let's keep it honest. You guys think that these guys are really not getting in contact with each other and getting in the gym?
No, but like getting in the gym and getting on the hardwood with me, you, and the five other guys in the rotation against another team who we haven't even been seeing, bro. You know that's different, bro.
It is
Regardless,
different, but I'm saying they're not going to be as bad as we're saying because they have been together. And that's what Jerry's trying to say. Like, it's not going to be as bad because they're going to be with each other for 2 weeks, and they've probably been working this whole quarantine. So, like, I don't think it's going to be as bad as we think it is. It might be as bad for people you're going to see a difference between people that's been working during this whole time and not.
Zion is in a different form right now. I don't know if you guys saw the videos of him, but
he,
he
he put
is.
he put on them videos like he Mike Tyson or something.
First of all, this is actually good for people like that. Like, think about look at Jokic, all that weight he lost. It's actually good for people like that.
Marcus All. Marcus All might get a big
Marc
contract now
Gasol.
this offseason because of this.
Yeah, bro. Like, I'm actually kind of happy that this happened. Now people
Yeah.
really get to focus and work on themselves and improve themselves.
And they said
They should have been doing that shit during the summer.
They
Thank
said
you.
James Harden lost 20 pounds.
Good,
Why he
Tough.
couldn't do that shit during the summer?
Tough.
bro. They also have lives during the summer too, dude.
Nigga,
We know what James Harden's life is.
My man want to pop bottles to go to the club, man.
My son got his jersey in the rafters. That's elite, bro. I don't care what nobody says. That's elite.
The other good club story is when Embiid won the playoff game and he went straight to the club in his jersey, and he was in the club in his playoff jersey that he wore that night for the game they won.
Mood.
Disgusting.
Then they got taken out by the Raptors, so that's tough. That's tough. Yo, but just let's pivot away from basketball real quick. So just quick dip into the NFL. So we'll start with the serious stuff and then we'll get to Cam, right? So I heard that
Damn, Cam not serious?
I mean, yeah. So I heard the NFL is gonna start playing "Lift Every Voice and Sing" instead of the national anthems at the start of games.
Well, bring the racist out.
I didn't hear that. I heard they were gonna play the Black National Anthem at the for week one games,
Yeah,
and then that was it.
yeah.
Okay. Only for
Yeah,
week one.
yeah. And I'm not sure if they're not gonna play the Star Spangled Banner after Lift Every Voice, but they did say they was gonna play Lift Every Voice for week
Okay.
one.
So what does that mean to y'all? Because to me, I don't really. I could give a fuck. I ain't gonna lie,
Lift every voice and sing.
bro.
That shit don't mean
To me,
It
nothing
is
to
to me.
me,
to me.
to
It
me,
definitely
it's
nothing to me.
all right. Here's what I personally believe, and that's what they're doing. They're literally doing everything but what we are asking, and that's what makes me mad about this.
Exactly.
Because we're
Exactly.
asking to arrest the people that killed Breonna Taylor and many other people, and you gonna sit there and change actresses and actors on animated TV shows play a black national anthem during a football game. Like, what does that even do? Here, we're
They
gonna
go
give you
paint
some
they
handouts,
painted
and then
Black Lives Matters on the street.
yeah, and then so we're gonna basically
Betsy
give you
hates
some
this.
handouts, but not do what we asked you to do, which is social reform. And the, it's just so it's dumb to me. Actually makes me even more mad that people are like happy about this because it's like we're forgetting what the goal was in the first place. We're getting some little handouts here and there.
hmm
So
I
I don't
think
care.
hmm I think Malcolm X said the white man will give you a lot of for show victories. I
Hmm.
can't remember exactly what the quote was, but he said there'll be a lot of victories for show and instead of actual reform. So I think a lot of these things, like the painting Black Lives Matter in the street, the changing of roads, the as Ronnie said, playing music the before before the games, like that's all that shit is for show and not doing a single thing legislatively.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
It's almost like they're doing it to keep us quiet.
Yes, they are.
Like look, we gave you guys this, we
Psychological
gave you
warfare.
guys that, we gave you
Yeah.
guys this. Now can you just be happy for 1 second? No, you're not doing
They're
what we
hoping
asked.
they're hoping it works as a distraction, like they want it to.
Yeah,
hmm But
Yeah, I
it's not
mean,
working because them Gen Z kids, them Tide Pod kids, they cold. Bro. They not stupid. They
calling them
stupid,
the
but they not
Tide Pod
stupid.
kids.
The top, yeah, the Tide Pod kids. Not, yo, you ain't even seen the videos. The Tide Pod kids been challenging their racist parents, talking about they can leave the house and all that because their parents not gonna change their racist ways and shit like that. Yo, they attacking them Gen X and baby boomers. They going after them, bro. This shit is crazy. I respect to the Tide Pod kids.
Wow, I just love how you just made a positive statement about them.
He really made a positive statement about what they're doing great, and then he insulted him while he was doing it. I just love it.
Bro,
that's why I started laughing.
all I'm saying is, bro, they was eating Tide Pods at one point. Us millennials wasn't doing that shit, but they was doing it. So, but they also, they just go with the flow. That was their thing. So, they got over it.
What?
Natural selection ran its course, and boom, we got. It seems like we got the fighters.
Yo.
Well, thank you for their positive comments and outlooks on the Gen Z.
They're doing great. Keep fighting the good
Respect,
fight.
respect.
Respect. But off of the social reform, right? So the Patriots just made it official, and they're gonna make Cam Newton QB1 for the next season, for the upcoming season. Man, how does
I am shocked the Patriots got a black quarterback. Wow, this is amazing.
I thought
I think it's great. Cam is my favorite quarterback in the league. I'm doing the Superman pose right now as I talk about this because
He lying.
I'm not lying. He needs to show the haters what's up and that he can still go and put some of this hate to bed. Maybe
This
win a
man
Super
don't
Bowl.
watch football.
I know Cam Newton.
I ain't gonna lie. I don't know when the last time I watched a football game was, bro.
yeah? I can't say I'm an avid football fan. I do watch myself. I actually been watching more XFL games than NFL games.
Did you just slide in that you watch yourself?
Huh? No. I was saying I've watched more XFL games this year than NFL
Oh,
games.
XFL.
That's
Okay.
Yeah,
tough.
Yeah. Respect. The XFL was a good piece of football after the NFL
yeah.
season.
It was a nice
It
little
was
change of
entertaining.
pace. I like
Yeah,
learning the rules. You feel me?
yeah. And the whole dynamic of like hearing the coaches call plays and hearing
Yeah, that
like
was fire.
having the mics on field for hearing like different calls from like the players on the fields on offense and defense.
Fire.
That
Yes,
was a good dynamic.
the defensive calls were fire.
Yeah, that was a very good dynamic. So I
Super.
like
I got
that.
a question.
Yeah.
How do you feel about Cam taking that 1 year, 7.5 million?
It's only five
It's
hundred and
500,000.
fifty guaranteed, and I think he only gets the full 7 mil if they win the Super Bowl.
Yeah, it's all incentive based. How many
Damn,
games played? How many wins?
Yeah, bro. It's a super big bet on himself, bro.
Yo,
That
Bill
man,
Belichick is a fucking genius. He's
that
a
man got
genius.
played.
Obviously,
This
there
man
are other
got
incentives in there for him to get more money. You feel me? But like that full 7 mil cap is the Super Bowl.
This man is a genius, bro. I've been saying for a long time, it's not Tom Brady. Fully, it's Bill Belichick. This man is a genius, bro.
that man. Wow. I say, yay! They got a black man as a quarterback. But that
This
man is
man
getting
is a genius. He getting fleeced.
Bro, but
Yo,
that's football though. There's not a lot of money that's guaranteed.
Yeah, that's
that's
true. Well,
that's true.
five
But at the
five
QB
hundred
position,
thousand.
though, come on now. At the QB position, that's the most guaranteed money in the NFL.
If I just think about it as an executive, if I look at Cam Newton who didn't play all of his games next year, yes, I'm gonna put in things in his contract to incentivize him to play all of his games.
To be honest, what's the difference between Cam Newton signing to New England and DeMarcus Cousins signing to Golden State?
I
You said, what's the difference?
Marcus
Yeah.
got all his money. Cam
DeMar-
probably won't.
Well, I'm-
that's big.
This is a bad stand up routine.
I would say Golden State had been to the finals that year, that previous year, and the Patriots hadn't.
Golden State had
Also,
four other
Golden State-
all stars.
Marcus legs.
Four
just-
other all stars. That's the difference.
all right, so let me say this.
Nah, the
Talk
Patriots got.
about money wise, as in we all know Cam Newton talent. And
He wasn't getting signed though. He wasn't getting signed. That's the problem.
and the same with, and that's what I'm saying with the same thing with DeMarcus Cousins. He wasn't getting signed either.
The Pelicans offered him $40 million over 2 years.
Hold on. That was like middle of the season though.
Yeah,
No,
that
no,
was
no,
good.
no. In the middle of the season, they offered him more.
I didn't
But
hear
it
that.
wasn't
I
the
heard
max.
about that
I didn't
40.
But
hear
it wasn't the
All I
max.
heard was
Decided to come back. It was 2 years 40. He actually chose to go to State,
they said he didn't have no offer. That's why he chose to go to Golden State.
which was not true because he said that he had an offer to stay with the Pelicans, but he wanted to go to State to go win.
Because
Whoa,
he wanted.
hold on.
He
He wanted the max during free agency. He wasn't expecting to get injured. He got injured and he didn't get no offers.
But when he had initially called the sign with Golden State, he was like, "I'm going." When he's on the phone, he's like, "Yep, I'm gonna go over here and win this ring, and then I'm gonna get more money."
I mean, yeah, that's
not
after
what-
the injury and during free agency though.
that nigga legs didn't work. So
Anyways, back to the NFL.
Like, did you hear that too? Like he didn't like he went to Golden State because he really didn't have no offers.
It's
it's a
not
lot
true.
of things that's being said. So
It is true. During the time of free agency, this man was not getting offers. And in fact, the Pelicans pulled their offer after he got injured and he was entering free agency.
But Brooklyn gave KD a max deal.
Shit, they
World-
obviously
world
thought KD was more valuable.
And the Knicks wouldn't give KD an interview.
Don't,
Bro, please
can
don't
we get back
take
to
me
the NFL? We was
Don't-
not talking about.
please do not take me back there, bro. Please do not take me back there, bro.
We was not talking about. Let's go back to the NFL. First of
Sorry.
all,
Yo,
I
Josh
think-
said, please take me back there. Please don't take me back there. He was traumatized.
Bro, let's not, bro.
That report made me sick. And I
I
was
have a
happy the
question.
Nets signed him.
I have a question though.
So KD could have been
For Cam
could
Newton,
have been a Nick. That's crazy.
I have a question though.
What's
Do
up?
y'all actually think that the Patriots are not gonna make the playoffs?
No, they are gonna make the playoffs.
Because
hope.
I mean, I don't mean to insult anybody's team. 'Cause I know there's a person here that's gonna feel somewhat insulted by what I'm about to say. The Patriots have not had competition in their conference for like the last 20 years.
We suck. So don't stop saying. You could just call me. Say me.
No, I'm not just trying to say you though. I'm not just trying to say you
What
though.
y'all say? Yo, at me.
Yo,
I
I'm not
mean,
just trying to say you though. It's not just the Jets, bro. It's not just the
It's
Jets.
not me, though.
Look at the Patriots conference, bro. So let me not say conference. Apologies. Look at their division.
Yeah, the
We
division.
suck.
Yeah, the division.
You said saying conference. My apologies. Look at their division. Their division has been garbage.
We suck. All right, we get the point.
So it's like, so it's
Hey.
like, so it's like, do we think that the Patriots are not gonna make the playoffs?
No, I think they'll make. I think they'll make the playoffs.
Like Cam has every
I might
opportunity
be
to
getting bread like
succeed.
but
That's
not
why
my
and T. That's why I was kind of comparing it to the DeMarcus contract, DeMarcus Cousins contract. It's basically a bet on yourself contract.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
Now the money and everything obviously is not going to be the same because we know NBA contract is all guaranteed. But I'm just talking about their talent and they bet on themselves.
Mm-hmm.
Like Cam said in the Instagram post, he said it's not about the money, it's about the respect.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, he did. Yes, he did. But here's another thing though. Here's another thing though. If let's say he does succeed, right? Are people gonna give credit to Cam like they gave to Tom Brady, or are they gonna now say it's the Belichick system?
It's a
it's the
Belichick system.
Belichick system.
I'm gonna tell
See,
you
you
right
see, you
now.
see, you see
But
how
reg-
crazy
Anybody
that
say that,
is.
man?
regardless, for Cam to get back to where he was, maybe like his MVP year, where he got to the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
I feel like that's gonna be bigger for Cam than Cam more and all the respect of like, okay, yeah, look at me, I just came back from. You feel me?
Yeah. So you're saying
I don't. I
Cam
don't.
playing well is what's the most
Yeah.
significant, not
Yes,
the fact that like if he wins they might not give him the credit, or
exactly.
and if he loses they might blame
To
him.
be honest, I just think it's just for him, just showing like he just like yo, I'm Cam Newton. I'm still Cam Newton.
Can
I'm still this MVP. Like so, I don't think he cares about wins or losses. I just think he just want to go out there and show out because what Carolina? First of all, the Carolina Panthers did him filthy.
Facts.
Like
Mhm.
yeah.
they released him at the end of a free agency, like where his option was little, and then when he did come, it was like people that wasn't like they was only saying like only the Patriots was really giving him like any shine. Like everybody else was kind of like shying away from him. So now he like,
Mhm.
okay, y'all want to shine, y'all want to like, y'all don't think I got it? Okay, let me show y'all what I got.
Mhm.
And that's why.
He.
I'm sorry to take away from this whole Cam Newton thing. This thing about him being a black quarterback just popped into my head. Do y'all think Cat will get a job?
No.
No, because he just been out of NFL for 3 years.
Yeah, that's my thing. If it was like just a summer or even 1 year and he was playing consistently, then yeah. Even I would even say like if he was in the XFL and he was cooking up in the XFL, then it was possible. But for the simple fact he hasn't been playing professional football for that long, I don't think that he's gonna get a job.
Uh,
Cam.
At least not as a player. Maybe possibly as a assistant offensive coordinator. That could be a possible route that he might end up getting into coaching.
Great
You know,
answer.
Going.
Great
QB
answer.
coach could be possibility, but
So,
you know.
fellas,
Going.
I have to call it short, but it was entertaining, and I hope the fans that listen to this have a great time enjoying our goofiness and but our serious at the same time. So, love you guys.
That's our co-host Rodney Roberts right there, ladies and gentlemen. He he does what he wants when he wants. He got to go. He got to go. He gotta go. He gotta go. Pro ball
What?
player type things, you know.
Come on now, bye y'all. I can't.
My Rod.
Wow.
All right. So
The
on the
show
Cam
must go
topic,
on.
it's not about the wins and losses like you said. He hasn't played a healthy season in almost 3 seasons. Yeah, so he needs to basically just play the 17 games, and I don't even think he has to play the MVP season. He just has to play like you said, respectable and have a good season. For the Cap thing, no, Cap's been out of the league. Like you said, Cap's been out of the league for too long, and I don't think he's going to come back to the NFL just to be a QB3.
Well, he gonna have to. He gonna. That's what he gonna have to do.
Yeah, we're getting
Just to get the feel of the
way
thing.
back.
Have to come back and be a QB3 trying to fight for the backup role, but he's
Yeah,
been
I mean,
3 years,
he
man. That's
it's what
tough.
he has to do. But I feel like now, like with his social image, he's just so much bigger than that. It's like, why is he going to come back for that? You know what I mean?
Possible, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, like, well, and the only teams that would sign him would be like the really trashy teams anyway. So we talking about who? We talking about like, and it's gonna be teams that not putting faith in like the draft or the QBs that they currently have on their roster. So yeah,
Yeah. Yes, sir.
Yeah, man. On the same topic, we'll be quick about this one too. But on the last NFL thing, you see that the Washington Wizards, the Washington Red,
y'all love basketball, boy. Damn,
the,
y'all
Wa-
love basketball.
the Washington Redskins have been asked by FedEx, who owns the rights to their stadium, to change their name. So we're getting somewhere.
And they have a third. The owner says that the team is doing a thorough review of their name. So that when that money talk, the bullshit starts to walk, bro.
The Indians followed suit as soon as the Redskins came out and said they were willing to look into it. The Indians said they were open to changing their name too.
Fire.
Cleveland Indians. That's
Yeah.
a nice gesture as well. Nice gesture as
Yeah.
well.
I just find it funny how when FedEx said they're gonna drop the money, yeah, we're gonna change the name.
Money
That's
talks,
true
baby.
too.
Money talks, man. They don't really care about the social implications or the trauma they could be causing all those people who don't want to be called Redskins. You feel me? They just care about the money, bro.
That's a fact. That's a fact. Because look at it, this isn't the first time that this topic came up. This is years worth. And remember, a few years ago, this same owner said he would never change the name.
The
So
Redskins, as a Redskins fan, the Redskins owner is an idiot. So
you're a Redskins fan too?
yeah, unfortunately, life's tough over here.
Damn.
Wow. Well, my condolences, but with that, man, we'll stay on the topic of sports, man. We'll head down to the college level. So, five-star recruit McCord Maker has just announced that he's going to be committing to Howard University upcoming fall. You know what I'm saying, to play ball for them, man. But he is the highest rated recruit to commit to a historically black college or university. You know what I'm saying? So props to my boy McCord Maker, man. But how do you think this decision here can shift the paradigm in terms of the future, man? Because I know Mikey Williams was talking about heading to HBCU as well.
Um, here's my thing though, right? There are dozens of historically black colleges and universities around the country, and we seem to only be remembering and talking about like a select few, with Howard being one. I think just going to Howard, it's a big thing for a five-star D1 recruit, yes. But when we start seeing guys go to like no more of the no name or the lesser known D1 um HBCUs, then that's when I think the real shift is going to start to happen, and I think that's when you're going to see a lot more talent be spread out around across the country
Why you say that though?
in terms of
In
the
terms
lesson,
of the lesser known teams.
because they don't get as much, because when it comes to funding, like a lot of these HBCUs who are lesser known, they don't get as much funding. Like everybody knows the Howard, you know what I'm saying? Everybody knows the Morehouse, everybody knows those schools. But it's like the lesser known ones that are in states, like in California and Washington State, in Texas, like a lot of the more lesser known HBCUs, they don't get the funding that the more popular ones get. So
Mhm.
like when you see a five-star recruit, like let's choose a lesser known HBCU in his own home state or whatever, then you're gonna see like, yo, this is a HBCU? Oh, I didn't know that. They got great facilities. Shit, I might consider that myself. Then boom, that's how that shift changed.
Yeah. Yeah, I can see that. I just think the one problem with that is like with kids who want to go and still play in a competitive conference. You feel me? A
Mm-hmm.
lot of those lesser known schools just don't
Mm-hmm.
have that. You know what I'm saying? Like they may have the funding, the facilities, the coaching staff, but they may not be playing in a good enough conference for them that
Mm-hmm.
they feel comfortable with. You know what I'm saying? Taking your talents down to a conference that may not even get like a conference that gets one bid. You know what I'm saying, to the
Yeah.
tournament. I mean, and not
Yeah.
saying whatever conference that Howard is in. I think Hampton
And
is in
then,
as well. I think they only get one as well. But
yeah, they're in the MEAC.
yeah,
Uh,
so
I'm not mistaken. It's the MEAC.
yeah,
Yeah,
Is it
I agree with you on that. I agree with you on that too, because a lot of everybody wants to have a chance to get into the tournament to show their stuff. But I mean, there's also a lot of times you might end up in a conference where you could be like the Ja Morant. Like nobody was really focused in on you. Nobody knew about you, and then boom, you go tear shit up. And even if you don't make the tournament, if your goal is to play in the NBA that year, enter the draft, teams are still gonna look at you like, yo, this kid, he might do something. So there's
is
also
it
that as well.
fair? Is it fair to say that depending what this means for the future will depend how the season goes? Like maybe that if they do make the NCAA tournament,
Well,
that could have a positive reaction on the trajectory of others doing this. But if
well,
it's a season where they win 12 games, they miss the tournament and it hurts his draft stock, would that maybe push it like where like it scares other players from trying it?
yes, that's what I think. I think it's a whole lot of pressure on Maker to make this thing work. In term, just because of terms of that, I believe that.
I don't
Okay.
think I don't think the win loss column would be that crazy as an effect on him. I think it would be more so if his stats are bad and then he doesn't have the wins to go with it. Because if he's dropping like 30 a game, come on, people are still gonna be like, yo, he's dropping 30 a game in D1 college basketball. But then it'd be like he getting like 14, 15 points and then he only has 10, 12 wins, then they're gonna say, okay, then maybe he wasn't quite ready for that next level. And maybe he need another year.
Um,
We don't have to, not everybody. I think a lot of people gets confused at the one and done thing. Like every player has to be a one and done, and that makes them a break. So I'm like, not everybody got to be a one and done. A lot of people's goat wasn't a one and done. So
we're talking about in this type of era right now when you're a 5-star player, you have that type of stature like a McCord Maker where your brother is in the NBA.
mhm.
Um, I
You think
believe
that he has to be a one and done?
um, yes,
I think that's the expectation. Yes.
yes, because a guy like Mikey Williams is projected to be one and done. So like, if a McCool Maker can't be a one and done and his story not successful, I don't. I'm not gonna say somebody not like Mikey Williams because Mikey Williams is up there, but like somebody that's in that class who might not have the same
Mhm.
notoriety,
Well,
they're
what?
gonna need that.
But what if he does do well? He gets in the tournament. He has the stats and everything, but for some reason that we don't know, that personally he enjoys his time at Howard so much that he chooses to stay another 2 3 years and possibly get his degree
Well,
and
then
then enter the draft.
but
You know
then
what I'm saying?
that's on him. But let's be honest.
But does
You,
that hurt? Does that hurt? Would that hurt his draft stock if he chooses to stay longer? Because he
yes,
enjoys. Damn, that's tough. So it's like,
I, I mean, if you think about it now, the NBA is a young person game. So right
Yes,
now, it's all about the youth, and they don't like NBA players. I mean, like not NBA players. NBA teams really doesn't care about the old guys. Like back in the day, it was cool for you to stay 2 to 3 years, but right now, NBA players want the youth. They want the young. They want you athletic. So it is going to hurt your draft stock by you staying. And let's be completely honest. If Nicole Maker do his thing, and they say, "Yo, you're a top 5, top 10 for sure pick," it's literally no way in the world he's going to turn that down.
the the league for a while though it's been like where it hurts your stock if you decide to stay. The only time it doesn't hurt your stock is if you're that iffy first year player that was kind of like a role player and they see a trajectory where you can have a big second year. Otherwise, it's like if you have a great freshman year, you're supposed to go to the league now. It's if you don't, you're just hurting your stock at that point.
Yes.
Because it's tough. It's tough to be like, say you're top 5, like your freshman year, like projected for the draft. It is so tough to go back a second year and keep that top 5 status.
All right, so T, I'm gonna give you a perfect example. Somebody like a guard that went to Maryland, Melo Trimble. He had an awesome year. Awesome. Like they talking about like, yo, you're a first round draft pick, and he like, no, first round. Okay, if I come back, I could be top 10, top 15.
Man,
That's what happened.
But is that because his draft stock fell from him not or him what you call it not entering the draft that year, or is it because he didn't have that great of a second year?
because he didn't. It was. I think it was his third or fourth year actually in school.
Oh,
Yeah.
And did he have a great third or fourth year?
He had a good third year. Check me if I'm wrong, Jared. But he had a great junior year, and he was gonna come out. He was like a solid first, maybe a second rounder, but he went back for his senior year.
I thought that was his freshman year.
Yeah, that was
I knew
his
he had
freshman.
like a great freshman. Yeah, he had a great freshman year, and then he ended up just staying all 4 because
Okay, yeah.
Because honestly, with the NBA, you gotta strike when the iron's hot.
Facts.
Because if you don't strike when the iron's hot, then there's gonna be a next guy. And like I just said, the NBA they want you younger. So if I don't strike when the iron's hot, and somebody else comes, it's gonna be somebody else that can do the same exact thing. But guess what?
Yeah, but you also want to look at longevity of your career though. If you could strike when the iron's hot because you had a good year against lesser competition, and then when you enter the NBA, you're not ready for NBA basketball, and then you end up out the league.
But
There's a lot of players that end up like that.
The average lifespan of an NBA career is 3 years. You feel me? And I could give you an example.
That's true.
When we talk about striking when the iron is hot, Tyus Jones. If Tyus Jones did come out the year they won a chip, you feel me? I didn't think he was ready for the A. But if he didn't come out when he came out, I don't think he'd be in the NBA right now. You feel me?
What's his name? Shamori just went through the same thing. He was supposed to be the late first round pick his sophomore year. He didn't. He said, "I'm gonna stay, try to get my draft stock higher." That was its peak. And then he didn't get drafted his junior year.
Shamari was not ready though. Shamari wasn't.
No, I know, but I was just saying though, like that's another example though where he didn't strike when the iron was hot. He declared his junior year and he didn't get drafted.
But are we talking about going to the A to have an NBA a long NBA career, or to just get the cash? That first check, because there are a lot of guys who didn't have who had an okay first year, didn't enter the draft, and then they stayed for future years. They had a good senior year or good third year, then they entered the draft, and then they had long NBA careers.
But
like, I just need some examples. Because
off the top of my head, I can't give you a name.
Yeah,
I was just gonna say let's not pretend like there isn't a ecosystem of players who come to the A just to get their stock up. So when they go overseas, you feel me? The inevitability of when they have to, all right, I can't play at this level anymore. Now I can go overseas though and have proof of concept though. Yeah, I have proof of concept. I want to play. You feel me? But I understand that I may not have the skill to play in the NBA. You feel me? But I'm gonna chase this dream anyway. You feel me? And some players chase that dream. They get there. They get that first contract. You feel me? They may not be in a rotation a lot, but they play NBA basketball. They live the dream. You feel me? It's like there is that at the same time. You feel me? But there's I can't think of a scenario where like a player was like, nah, I'm gonna stay, get my skills up. You know what I'm saying? Play another year of basketball, then go to the A and was successful. You feel me? I just can't think of one off the top of my head. So
I'm talking about players like right now. I can't think of like players today. I can't think of top of my head.
I got one player that did it like that. And there's only one. I just thought about it. It's
a player today, like a player that entered recently.
Miles Bridges.
That's the only one that I thought of.
That's what I was thinking of. I had his face in my head, but I couldn't remember his name. But I mean, that's not apart from him. I'm talking about like
He was
there were
supposed
players back in the day, but like
to
how you brought up the example for today, like players today.
Yeah,
That's
I'm
what I'm
talking about.
saying.
I'm not talking about back in the day, because even like I was sitting here watching I was watching the interview with Kobe, and Kobe was saying like when he came into the game, it was an old man's game. So like
Yeah, it was a bit slow.
the players was older. So but
Mhm.
now
Yeah.
he's like now the game is so young, and that's what I'm saying. Like today's game is like you got to strike when the iron's hot. The only person that I think that came to my mind is Miles Bridges. It's like when he
Mhm.
was a top 5 pick, he came back to Michigan State, and he wasn't a top 5. I think he was top 10, and he's doing all right in Charlotte now. But
Yeah.
other
Yeah, yeah, that's exactly who I was thinking of.
but other
I
than
couldn't
my
remember his name.
other than Miles Bridges, I can't think of one.
But like that's what I was saying. Like I think it's a player by player basis because some players they like for example Jason Tatum. You know he was ready as soon as he got into the A after having a solid first year. Um, Zion, I mean Zion putting up the numbers even though he got injured or whatnot. Like Zion still put up the numbers as soon as he got into the A. RJ Barrett was a little inconsistent at the beginning. He started putting up numbers. So like you're right. There's prime examples of players who strike while it's hot and then they fit right in. I'm not sure if the Knicks can count as fit right in because he was going to put up numbers regardless on that team. But
Third jab at the Knicks tonight.
Yeah,
but
what's up?
I mean that is but I'm saying like for a lot of players that need more development, like that option should be there. And like if you saying is an old man, like is the let's be honest, like they're coming out at 22 years old.
Who's coming out of
22,
20?
22, 23. I'm talking about guys who get their 4 year their degree. You coming
Yeah,
out at 22, 23 years old. You're not old.
That's
but
old. That's
Yeah,
old.
but
Though.
it's
That's
old
No,
in
still
that's
old.
basketball
not
terms.
old, bro.
Bro,
That's
Like,
not
look
old
at,
in
bro,
basketball
but
terms.
bro,
yes,
D Book is like just Devin Booker alone, right? And we think about how young he is, right? In this grand scheme, I don't even know how young Devin Booker is, right? But
Devin
let's
Booker
see,
like 12, 26,
right?
27.
no, he's
I'm
not
is he?
26.
no, but like
He's
he
20.
has he it seems that way because he's had so many years in the league.
I know he got a lot of years in the league. Devin Booker is
Devin Booker
Devin
is
Booker is 20.
23.
He's 23.
What?
Now
Devin Booker is
imagine
23.
now
Yes.
imagine
He's
D
been in the
Book
league what
coming out
7 years?
getting his degree and coming into
That's
the game
I
and
have the
having one year.
example. It's Damian Lillard. Lillard spent 3 or 4 years. He's almost 30 on his like almost second, third contract, whatever it is. Lillard's
Eh,
only been in the A for like 8 years.
Oh, okay, but that's a great example of a man who stayed in the in
No, I'm
college.
just saying though, like his career is over almost over. It might be over halfway over already. That's the point.
I see what T was
I
about to go with Dame Lillard. That's
No, no,
live.
no, 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 no. I'm not gonna expand on it. I'm just saying it's another example. Like you brought up Miles Bridges earlier. Dame is another example. But I also understand Josh's point that Devin Booker seemed older, but he's actually really young. Cause like I remember we be talking about this among ourselves because like AD is like AD still a kid. AD our
Bro,
age.
bro, AD been in the league for years, bro.
Yeah, but
Kyrie,
he's
Kyrie's
our
the other
age.
one. Kyrie's like what, 27?
Kyrie 28.
Oh, is he 28?
Yeah,
I lost a few years for him along the way.
So
Yeah.
I understand. And I understand what Josh saying, but it was like the option for both should be there.
Nah, but
And I think
Kyrie went
No,
to college. Though. He went to the Cavs.
options
The
there,
Cavaliers
but
is
is it
college.
smart?
you said what?
Facts.
Cavaliers is college.
Yeah, but is it
No,
smart?
I mean the Cavaliers became college after LeBron left.
What happened?
We can say it like that.
What you were saying, Jared?
No, T said he thinks that there should be an option. I said there is an option.
I'm saying I'm not saying there should be an option. I'm saying that both options should be there
No, both
because
options
you're not
are
that old. You're not old at all.
no, but both options are there. Like nobody's telling you like you can't go back, but is it smart?
I think for some people it is. That's all I'm saying. Some people, we have two examples. One of them might be begging for all stars, but he's a lot of people think he's a top 10 player in the league.
But
So
But,
if
option is there.
but
he's
you but we cannot put Damian Lillard in the initial conversation because one, Damian Lillard was never a 5-star player.
facts, that's where I was gonna take it. You
That's
feel me?
why, and that's why.
You talking specifically for 5-star recruits?
That's why we said McCurry Maker is a 5-star recruit.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but
I only brought up Lillard just because like we were talking about like also part of it was how much time you lose in your career, because you used the Devin Booker example about like look how young he is and how many years, and then you look at Lillard, and it's just like his career like is almost over. It's halfway over.
But even with Damian Lillard, nobody checked out Damian Lillard, so he couldn't strike when the iron's hot because there's no iron. But when the iron got hot, I bet you he left.
Oh, absolutely.
Which ended up being his senior year, but I mean, hey.
Yeah.
Yeah. He had to leave.
Same thing with John Morant. Nobody was checking for John Morant his freshman year, but he came up. He do what he did his sophomore year. Guess what? He left when the iron's hot.
but I said that though. I used John Moran as an example
But when I'm
of
saying
him staying another year.
that example because his iron wasn't hot. We're talking about players, and we're talking about players leaving when your iron is hot.
I'm
But,
not.
but wait, but hold up though. But you saying that was the thing though. We were saying leaving the iron hot after your first year, and I'm saying you can stay another year.
But if
And
your
that you saying John Moran iron wasn't hot, and I was saying that's my example as how a player may need another year of development.
But I'll add another layer into this, right? So my career maker is not only a 5-star recruit, but he's also the archetype for what the NBA is going towards, right? A 7 foot,
Bigs.
put the
Yeah.
ball on the floor, shoot the ball. You feel me? There was a lot of 5-star recruits, and I'll just
Mm-hmm.
I'll just throw a name out there. You know what I'm saying? Just out of respect. You feel me? Isaiah Briscoe, 5-star recruit, number 1 point guard in the nation. You feel me?
Mm-hmm.
They didn't really translate to the NBA. You feel me? So it would have made sense for him to stay a couple more years. You feel me? Did he stay
Mm-hmm.
2 years though? Did he stay like 2 years?
yeah, but to be honest, Ja, he picked the wrong school.
I think so too. But
I'm not even going to throw Briscoe in there because he picked the wrong school. Like Briscoe,
So
Briscoe came out as a point guard, but if you look, if you look at his years at Kentucky, he never played point guard. So that is help. That's fucking up your stock right there because I come in there, I got to play a 2 guard in which I'm not really a shooter.
you're more of a playmaker, ball
I'm
handler.
a playmaker. I need the ball in my hand, but obviously if I come in the game, it's Tyler Eulis there. Then I'm thinking, all right, Tyler Eulis going. Guess what? I got De'Aaron Fox and Malik Monk.
tough.
So
Mhm.
you never had the opportunity to really play your game, and that's why I think he just went to. I just think he went to the wrong school.
So I mean, this is something that we argued about amongst ourselves, and I think that we should put this as a topic for the next episode on the pod is player development.
Man,
Because
we getting way too nerdy, my guys. We getting way
nah. Because no. Because it translate. A lot of these topics translate to not just basketball, but to every sport, especially every youth sport.
because
So from high school, college, player development,
if we're gonna talk
that's a
about
big thing.
if you're gonna talk about player development, then we might as well talk about the contrast between the American system and the European.
We could do that another episode.
I can't believe we're supposed to be a music, sports, and everything podcast. Then we became just the music and sports podcast, and now we're just a sports podcast.
No. A lot of times, let me tell you, right? Entertainment has its value in everything, and the sports is entertainment. So we talk about sports, and we still talked about politics at the same time when the Redskins situation was brought up.
This is
With
an
the
entertainment
lift
podcast.
with the lift every voice and sing thing. Everything is being brought up. Even the bubble situation with the NBA. That's about the pandemic. So that's a health concern in the country. See, so like everything is tied together. It's like an octopus.
My Irish brother.
It's all attached.
All right, man. We're gonna cut it out right here, man. It's gonna be the end of episode. What is this 5?
Episode 5.
Episode 5 of the Overthinking Hours podcast, man. We've been your gracious hosts. You feel me? If you made it to the end, we do appreciate you. All right, this is J to the AH signing out.
Bro, this shit need a lot of editing. I ain't gonna. This shit
All
need
right,
a lot of editing.
this is G. Like, comment, share. Hope you guys enjoyed the episode. You know the usual. We'll talk to you guys again next week.
Yo, it's your co-host Jay Jarrett. Out.
Yes, ladies and gentlemen, it's your boy DJ Worldwide. You already know what it is. We also have a Twitter page. You can follow us on Twitter at Overthinking Hours, just HR. You don't know. Signing off.